Hello there and welcome to Concept Hunter. My name is KOKOStern. I shall be your host, and today's game is QbQbQb. I know it sounds like a Pokemon name repeated 3 times, but it isn't. It's a game that I viewed actually a long time ago, hated it, and now there's the full version coming out, and I actually kind of like it now that I look at it again. It has pretty cool gameplay that's done pretty damn well, as we can see the computer now playing, and it has a ton of options. I'm going to unmute it so we can hear the rather terrible voice of like a robot. I don't know, the song is kind of weirding me out, but whatever. You have multiple options here. First of all, you can play it on Google Play Store on Android, which is pretty cool. You can play it on your phone. The options, which I absolutely love, is for colorblind, which I want to mention as I turn off the lights. I want to mention because the colorblind options are really, really cool. I mean, the fact that you allow click the colors until all colors in each row are distinguishable for you. This is really, really cool to have an option in a game that's obviously about colors and differentiating them. So that's really cool that you have that. It's pretty easy to implement. So outside of that, we have slow, normal, and fast. I don't really know the difference, but let's play. I played on fast because that was the default. And then you have versus computer, 1-player, and 2-player. And one of the things that I don't understand before we actually get to the gameplay and talk about it is the big difference. Because in 1-player, you play alone, and 2 players play the same version of the game, just on the same screen. And I'm not sure, it might be my fault because I haven't delved deeper into the game. Mostly because there's nothing explaining to me what happens in the game or so, but it's the same thing just with 2 players instead of 1. So it's just like with a friend. Or against the computer. It says versus computer, so I'm assuming 2-player mode is not co-op, it's against each other, but what does it mean that I'm versus the computer? There's a computer next to me that also plays the game. And are we competing for points or whatever? I mean, that's probably it. We're just competing for points. But if there's no interaction, then it's basically just playing. So kind of weird. We're gonna go in 1-player. I might be completely wrong, and there is some sort of interaction, but I'm pretty sure there isn't because I haven't been able to understand it. The controls are very simple. I'm gonna use the arrow keys to move myself. There's rotating, fall down, or use slow. So there is slow motion that I haven't actually used quite yet, and I did not play this too much. But you play one of the planets, and then when you get to a certain point, you unlock the other ones, which I'm not sure of the difference again, but we'll get there. And let's talk about the main gameplay, which is the most interesting part here. There are 3 modes. There is the easy one, which is stack 3, which you just have to stack 3 of the same one. There is match 3, which means you might have blocks that are actually bigger than one part. As you can see, this is a 2-size block, and this is a 1-size block. And there is mirror, which is supposedly the hard one, where you have to mirror them. And this can actually be very difficult to do, because unless I understand differently, or maybe there's a power-up that kills everything, if you screw it up once, if you have mirrors on 2 sides that are wrong, then you're kind of screwed with that because there's no way to clear it. So that's why this one is hard. We're going to go through at least the first one. We'll see where we actually land. And I like loading. So what it actually happens, stack 3 blocks with the same color, gather 1,000 points to unlock the next planet, which I've already done, but that's about it. When a block hits it, you get a point. There is a little bit of music and chimes, and the sound effects are okay, nothing too special. The aesthetic is also kind of nice. I mean, there isn't too much to talk about in terms of graphics. What we want to talk about is the gameplay itself, and that's something that the core gameplay, first of all, is a lot of fun. It's sort of like this new hybrid, interesting version of Tetris, where you have to stack up things, but it works on the point that you have to rotate correctly to whatever is coming. And obviously, if you get past this circle, then you lose a life, I think. If you get past this circle that's encircling us, that means that the building that I'm towering over is too high, and that I need to... and I'm losing a life, and eventually I can lose. So that's pretty much the core gameplay. And the question is there an end? Not as far as I know. You just play this until you eventually die, and then you move forward to another planet, which I don't know if there's too many differences. And outside of that, whoa, I almost messed that one up. Outside of that, there's speed, which you could speed things up if you get there in time, which I obviously just screwed up completely. like which gives you bonus points, I think. Yeah, it does. It gives you bonus points if you do things faster, and you can also slow things down in case you want to. But then your combo, if you do things quickly, still moves in normal time, and so you lose it. So you wanna do as fast as possible and keep on moving it, and only if you mess up, then you wanna have it. And it's quite intuitive. It works very well, and it's one of those games that you just get lost in. You just keep on playing it forever and ever and ever, and that's it. You just keep on playing it. So what's the goal? Is there a finite goal? And I don't really know. There's also a lot of crap, damn it. There's also a lot of things happening on screen, and all kinds of little power-ups that I see do things on occasion, but I don't know what they do. I'm not entirely sure of what they mean, and there's nothing to tell me. It might be that it's just animations going around like messing with me. Yeah, messed up. It might be just animations messing with me and being fun, I think. But it might have an actual explanation to it, and if there is an explanation to it, I don't know what it is, because the game doesn't really tell me, and that's okay. That's probably an issue. As you can see, I'm just keep playing. It does get faster, so eventually I will lose. I think it gets faster. At least it feels like it is faster, and I will eventually lose this, and then I'll have to move forward, which I don't know the difference. But the core gameplay, it feels like everything around it is done kind of in an iffy manner where it doesn't really explain it. And it might be that because it's so much fun and immersive, you don't need any... See, what the hell just happened? It doesn't need to have any explanation or anything in addition to that, and that was... I think that was a power-up that saw him in trouble and then just tried to help me by exploding that stack that was bad. And now my toy level is I don't even know what that means, and I'm really starting to mess up because it's hard to think and play at the same time, to be honest, when it gets to this level of speed. No, I need to use the slow motion. Okay, I'm just gonna... I wanted to say things, and I can't say... How do you pause? You press P. And that's how you pause and relax a little bit. So it gets really, really hectic, and it's probably a ton of fun to play on your phone and very time-consuming and wasteful. I'd love to understand what most of the things around me do. What's toy level? What does it mean that I'm at level 12? Some of the things that are flying around, so is that a butterfly? I don't even know. What's happening around me? And though it's okay that I don't understand it as long as those things help me, because I need to focus so hard on the game itself, I'd still like to understand, maybe even have in the pause menu or in the menus a little almanac or some kind of tutorial help screen that explains what this means, what's your goal, what are you doing except for just moving around and just playing the game. What I do really like is if you get tired of one type, you can go to the other ones, and they are really difficult. This game gets really hard, and if there's one thing that I enjoy is difficulty in these type of arcadey games. And the difficulty here ramps up fast. I mean, you've noticed right now it was easy for about 2 minutes, and then it was hectic, and I couldn't even think because I had to focus. So this does it, QbQbQb does it really, really well. And I really liked it, and if I had a phone, my phone is crap, but if I had a phone, I would definitely play this game. So get it on Android. It's called QbQbQb, and it's fun. Just play it. It's really, really great. It is by Raisonnaire. That's his name, I think. That's okay. And that's it for Concept Hunter. Just showing QbQbQb this time, the full version of the game. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Laters.